Spontaneous BBC, this is called today. We've been talking and sharing in the community recently about the power of antidotes, and that when afflictive states arise, we've got to be able to meet them straight on with the same power of the antidote to counteract the afflictive state of mind. And for me, depending on how habituated and how invested I am in the affliction, the antidote sometimes is this wimpy, squirrely little thing that sort of goes up and, oh, it didn't work. Oh, then I just go and perpetuate, whether it's the jealousy or the ill will or the attachment or the anger. So part of practicing is a level of self-honesty and awareness that I think for me, I spent most of my life not having any understanding of what that meant. And because a lot of my life I thought that it was other people who were causing my afflictive states of mind, then I had no necessity to figure out how to deal with my own mind because it was somebody else's fault. And so if somebody else would just change their behavior and change their relationship on how they treat me, my afflictions would naturally just disappear. So now, now that I've met the Dharma and I live in community, more and more it is being mirrored back to me that that is one of the biggest fantasies that I've had in my life, and that if I truly want to incorporate the Dharma into my life, I've got to be able to own and take responsibility for my own mental habits, the afflictions that arise from these habits and how I perceive the reality, and then to start truly committing myself in a joyful, sincere way to counteract them rather than having them run roughshod through my mind, which not only causes me distress and disturbance, but then affects the community. And you know, your community can be not just a monastic community, but it can be your family, it can be your workplace, it can be your, if you're a part of a group that wants to benefit others, whatever your version of community is, that we very much affect each other by the states of our mind. So we have a friend coming up today, and we've been talking with her, and what is the responsibility and what is a Dharma friend about? You know, and one of the things about living in community with my Dharma friends is that as we get more integrated in our minds with the Dharma, we're able to actually be aware of how we trigger each other and how we bring suffering to ourselves and others. And that if we're going to be very true and sincere Dharma friends, we have to be able to risk, provided that we have built a ground of trust, that we have to be able to risk saying, right now, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling scared, I'm feeling angry and upset, and this is what's going on in my mind. But to be able to actually call each other and saying, you know, right now what I'm hearing is not Dharma. What I'm hearing you say is not true about what I know is the capacity of your own mind to practice. And sometimes this is a really scary place, because to be true Dharma friends, you have to risk getting a response that's not going to be, oh, thank you so much for showing me my afflictive states of mind, and I'll go out in the hall right now and work on it. That you run the risk of having quite a strong reaction because people are not either aware of their afflictions or how they project onto people. And so the fundamental, I mean, it's so crucial to build trust. It's so crucial to build an environment of safety amongst our friends that practice with us, and then by extension we can then build from our own side a level of trust and relationship to our family, whether they're Buddhists or not, whether to our colleagues, whether they're Buddhists or not, whether we're involved in a group of involved citizens to benefit society, whether they're Buddhists or not, by owning and taking responsibility for our own states of mind, to be able to learn how to use and identify the antidotes that will be helpful in subduing, cutting them off at the pass, or at least helping us to have some insight into how to deal with them. And then by cultivating some very honest relationships with the people who do practice with us, we can get to be really quite skillful and quite confident on how to deal with situations that come up in our life that are difficult, because we have a general trust that we're doing the best we can, that we are aware of our own patterns and our own afflictive states of mind and how to deal with them compassionately, sometimes firmly. And so we go out into the world and deal with difficult situations. We've got somewhat of a clear, deep understanding of our own self. We've become friends with ourselves through our own practice. We've had the support and the encouragement and the feedback from our Dharma friends that help us to become aware of where we need to work and where our strong places are, where our strong good qualities are. And so we learn to have a very reciprocative relationship within this close, trusting environment, which we can then take out into the world in environments that are not particularly friendly, in environments that are not particularly safe or trusting, and to be able to hold our own trust and be able to hold our own strength. So it seems like the most crucial piece is to become friends with ourselves, to be able to identify our own afflictive states of mind, and to meet them equally with the antidotes. And all of this is presented in the Buddha's teachings. Venerable Children has pages and audio teachings on the antidotes for different afflictive states of mind. And to take that responsibility on from our own side. Because as long as we project that the cause of our afflictions and the disturbances in our mind is from outside, there is no power, there's no empowering, there's no building of self-confidence, there's no capacity to build our own trust and our own capacity to deal with our own minds. And so those are the two crucial pieces. And I found recently taking that on in a new way and realizing that I've been kind of wimpy on my antidotes with the particular afflictive states of mind that I have that are very familiar, that they're a place that I go like unconsciously because they're so embedded in my mind, and that I'm starting to question them because of the suffering that they cause me and they cause others. And then when I become aware of these states of mind, that they cause suffering, that I'm tired of them. I mean, there's actually a tiredness that comes after a while on the afflictive states of mind. I'm over it. I want to deal with these in a very sincere, powerful, direct way. And then you start looking for the antidotes, and you see the wisdom of the Buddha on why he used particular antidotes to deal with particular afflictive states of mind. And then the supportive community always helps to just really help build our confidence, build a level of trust that we need, and also builds a safe environment to which we can really explore and grow in understanding how to practice the Dharma in that way. So I'm into antidotes lately. So hope that's helpful.